Anthony Duclair did make a podcast appearance, so I wanted to play the clip from the show. He was on the Big C's show, and we'll react to that and just talk about kind of what we expect from him this season. You are not active in this one, Mitch.
That's fine. Keep me out of it.
Okay.
Keep my ugly mug out.
I'm sorry. We're still working through the kinks here in the great Google loss of Matt O'Leary 2025, but we will eventually get this right.
The Islanders right now are, my team, and absolutely love them, love playing for them, love the fans. We got a great hockey rink, and it's been a joy, and I'm looking forward for, a great season next year, and looking forward to bouncing back and hopefully get into playoffs and making a run.
That's awesome. I love those answers. Real quick, talking about the Islanders before we let you go. Matthew Schaefer, the Shape Daddy, he drafted in the first round this year by the Islanders. Have you reached out to him yet?
No, we haven't. He's obviously going to be a huge piece for this organization for years to come. Just watching his interviews and stuff like that, looks like a very nice young man, and looking forward to meeting him at training camp and just putting them, under our wing. That's our guy. Just looking at his highlights in junior, you can tell he's an absolutely great skater. He's obviously gonna be a huge piece, for our decor, and we're very lucky to have him. Looking forward to meeting him and building a long relationship with him for sure.
All right, what'd you think of the Anthony Duclair quotes there?
Obviously, Petekwa finally got a hold of Anthony. Finally was able to corner him in Quebec or something and hash it out. 4 friggin' months later?
Probably longer than that, right?
I guess. Yeah, he missed the last 2 weeks of the season, right?
So it's probably
may have happened.
It might be March? Like almost 5 months.
God damn. It shouldn't take that long, man. It really shouldn't.
No, but Anthony Duclair obviously back in the mix, and there's a lot of new faces in the mix for the Islanders this year. We half jokingly said there's 5,000 forwards fighting for spots, but there's a lot more than 12. I'll tell you that much. I think Anthony Duclair is going to be a regular just based on his contract and what the expectation is, but it still seems like maybe it's up in the air where he plays on this Islanders team.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be like. Where does he slot in? It's going to be somewhere in the top 9. He's not a fourth line player. As much as this team doesn't want to have a typical fourth, ground and pound type of fourth line, a la Matt Martin, Casey Zigas, and Cal Clutterbuck, he wouldn't fit that, obviously. So but either way, it's not going to be a full-on offensive line on the fourth one. So for Duke, it's going to be somewhere within the top 3 lines, clearly. So that's 6 spots, not even 3 spots he can take. He's only going to play on the left-hand side, I would imagine. But with the type of player he is, he's speed, man. I didn't believe so at first when we signed him. But then you're looking at the NHL Edge stats and then seeing him play, obviously, it's very clear that he very much is. Again, bringing up the NHL Edge stats, the first 2 years of stats, so 21, 22, 22, 23, he was not a very fast player. 68th percentile was his top skating speed. But over the last 2 years, 91st percentile last year, and I think it was 98th 2 years ago. It's just loading here. 94th percentile. Guy's a speed demon.
Yeah.
So to me, that says probably top 6. I don't imagine that third line is going to spend a whole lot of time leading offense.
Okay.
But I'm not confident in that, right?
No, I don't know if he's in the top 6. I think the only forward that he could potentially bump out of the top 6 would be Simon Holmstrom. So if they wanted to do some sort of Holmstrom, Pajot, Shabanov deal as the third line, and then Duclair's playing with Lee and Barzal, okay, that's probably where it makes sense. Puckpedia has the depth chart right now, and this is by no means saying this is the final thing, but like just to give us an idea here, they have Duclair with Pajot and Shabanov on the third line.
Yeah, that might be it might have to be a more offensive line, which, great, but if they're not playing any defense, then that could be a problem. And that's not really the strength of Duke's game. It just isn't. It's not that he's bad defensively. He's just not like the main strength of his game. And he needs more transitional play. Like I found this, these data points that are put up online, they called it the battle grid. And they broke down every player's game into 6 different areas. And like his transition game isn't great. His net front presence game isn't great. His what they call proactive peripherals, so that's being defensively or offensively aware in like the neutral zone, isn't great. His battles down low, so along the boards, even offensively, not great, below 50th percentile. The only thing he's great at in these metrics is the forecheck, or creating offense off the forecheck, where he's the 74th percentile. So you can't ask him necessarily to play a heavier third line role. He's really it should be a top 6 forward. So I worry if we take him out of that top 6 role, maybe we don't get the best out of him. Not saying we should put him there just because if he can't do it, then he can't do it. But like, I feel that we're going to set him up for failure if we don't put him there.
Right. And that's the double-edged sword, right? Because based off his play last year, by no means should he just be gift wrapped a top 6 role, because frankly, he wasn't very good. But at the same time, you bring up a good point. Is that a pairing that is going to bring the best out of him? And you have guys like Holmstrom, and you have someone like Anders Lee, who did play with Pajot and looked okay at times. Maybe they would be better apt to move down in the lineup and be able to be more productive in that role than someone like Anthony Duclair. So I really do think it's going to be interesting to see where Patrick Roy slots him in here.
Yeah, exactly. And like, Patrick has said that they want to play with speed. Mathieu has said they want to play with speed. And as we brought up earlier, Anthony Duclair has speed, 91st percentile for top skating speed last year in the few games he played, but still. And 94th percentile the year before that. The guy's got speed. So if you're looking to play with that, that's clearly a guy who's got it. Where someone like Anders Lee, not so much. He's got strength in other areas. Like, the guy is a goddamn tree in front of the net. I think in that same Battle Edge report, Anders Lee is just fantastic in just about everything outside of transition and proactive peripherals.
Okay.
Like, he's got a 99 net front rating. Of
that
course.
Tracks.
92 forecheck engage. So that's engaging the forecheck, and 92 down low. Of course.
Yeah, I mean, that's his game, right? Like, and you're not going to ask Anders Lee to be a transitional player. That's not his strength. But go in front of the net and score 28 goals a season, yeah, that's exactly what Anders Lee is going to do here. Something that I think was a good point that Stefan brought up in his article was talking about specifically the injury that Duclair faced last year. Like, we know, just looking at the season as a whole, it was clearly not good enough. But he did miss time with a groin injury. And when he came back, something we were saying was he just doesn't look right. He just doesn't look right. And you have to hope for his, not only like the team's sake, because we want the team to be as good as possible, obviously, but for the player's sake too. I hope that he's healed and the groin is good to go, because then there probably is a better chance of him being able to play and keep up with, the top 2 lines.